Gigi, this wasn't a good episode for you, baby. It left you looking. Well, it left you looking. Hey, and I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is Real Housewives of Potomac. This is going to be my review for season 2, and this is episode 3, I believe it is. Wasn't the best episode for my girl Giselle. It really left her looking a little, I don't know, just a little green and a little yellow as well. Bad colors. Anyway, but we actually seen her in a light where there's some jealousy coming through, and then there's also some strangeness that's coming through that has to do with her. But I'm going to discuss it all. Just roll with me. Okay, so we start right off. We have Monique and Chris is going around looking at houses in Potomac. They come past one. It's huge. Huge. Beautiful house. It's a beautiful home. Not so much my taste, but a beautiful home nonetheless. It really was nice. They had a lot of wood. I'm not a wood fan at all. I don't even like the color brown, like inside the house too much. I think that banister is the only thing brown in this whole house. Everything else is all white. I love white walls and furniture and glass, and that's me. But yeah, it was a lot of white, a lot of brown shit, a lot of stone, a lot of cool, but very expensive brown shit. Okay, very expensive, very well done, very well put together, real nice. Just not my taste. But I think that's the one they were going to settle for. Pool was the beautiful pool, beautiful pool with like a it had like a pond, like a drip pond effect that ran into the pool. Gorgeous. Now that was gorgeous. I said, okay, now that's what I'm talking about. That's really pretty. Can't even imagine what the upkeep would be like for that house, but I believe that's the one they're going to buy. Next, we actually see Robin visiting with her parents. Child, Robin's parents are even more down to earth than Robin. Them folks were giving her very much of girl. The way they looked at girl, you living a lie. Your fucking kids is running around here throwing motherfucking balls in our house, and if these cameras wasn't on, I'd knock the shit out of them. They're just, she just got no control over them goddamn kids. They was slipping and sliding and carrying on and throwing balls. Throwing balls in other people's house. Child said, girl, honey, I'd have been running right behind them with a belt, honey. Fucking mess. But that whole thing, they didn't seem like fans of Juan. Okay? And that whole living arrangement. I don't know how she stays a fan of it. It's just ridiculous. It really is. And it makes her look very weak. But anyway. Let's see. Karen actually had a meeting with her son Brandon. Brandon, how you doing? Brandon got an ugly fucking nose, just like his mother. That motherfucker's ugly. That motherfucking nose was giving me witchy poo, honey. I looked at him and Karen sitting at that table together, and I said, yeah, honey, the two of them. I said, no, y'all giving me witch tease, honey. It's just made funny, and it's scary looking, and it's kind of ghoulish. Not very good looking. He looks like his mother. A lot like his mother. Anyway, moving on. He seemed as though he really had no patience for her behavior at all. Yeah, she's going through all them changes she goes through. I want someone to pour my water for me. He said, you can pour your water your goddamn self. You know, and she's saying, we don't see each other very much. You think? I think you get on his nerves, bitch, is what I'm actually reading. He just seemed like he really didn't have her to do. And he seemed a little, he a little snotty his goddamn self. But she was really just too much for him. He wasn't trying to do her. And it was real awkward to watch. I was like, oh, they getting on my nerves, to both of them. And he told her he would come back to see them a little more often. He even addressed her calling the dad the Black Bill Gates. Do he even like that? Like, bitch, that shit's ridiculous. Anyway, so that was weird. Then we actually saw the 16th birthday party for Skylar, which is Sharice's daughter. Very nice party, very, very pretty. Everything was done in white. It was real pretty. And then she wore a red dress and all that. And her dad was actually there. Biggest thing that happened there, Ashley actually brought some of that old fucked up ass food from her restaurant to the party, and the kids even served it. They was giving honey, if you don't take that kangaroo meat and hop the fuck on out of here, honey, we don't want any, honey. We don't want no chocolate covered bacon, and we don't want no hopping ass burgers, honey. Get on out of here. And she kept like doing this thing where she wanted to introduce herself to Eddie and stuff. You could tell it's very uncomfortable. Her and Eddie didn't speak to each other all night. Sharice and Eddie said literally nothing to each other at all. And she kept wanting to push this envelope to her. I was going to go over and introduce myself to her. You need to know your lane, and you need to get in it and sit the fuck down. You don't even have everything going together, going right over at your house with your motherfucking husband. You need to sit the fuck down. And Sharice is the bitch to get you together. Now go ahead on. Keep it up. Because later on when they got together, Sharice got in her ass. They had a little hookah party. She gonna get up and mention all of that shit about what went on at her daughter's party. I was like, I would have smacked her right in the face. I would have smacked her right in the face. Why would you bring up something about my husband, knowing I'm in the midst of a divorce and all that, in this mixed company like this? This is why you don't have no friends except for her, you dumbass bitch. But whatever. It was a mess. And I'll talk about the hookah party in a minute. We'll go back to it. But Sharice had on a dress, a real cute white dress. But tell me what was the purpose of the two holes on the side? It was like, it had like a flounce at the bottom of the skirt. But then there were two sections on the side where the flounce weren't sewn. So the way it's cut, because of course people who sew knows that a flounce is cut circular. So whenever she has the skirt is fitting her, and the pieces of the flounce that are not attached are kind of flopping down because they're circular and cut and not straight. I don't know who designed that, but that was dumb as fuck. Just so that we're clear. Moving the fuck on. A fuck up of a good dress, because it was been cute. If they had just sewed that bullshit up, it'd been fine. But it just laid funny and it looked unfinished or something. It was just fucked up. That's, how people go out of their way to try to be different sometimes and it be fucked up. Bingo, you win. Moving on. Let's talk about, we'll talk about Giselle, because that's the rest of the whole rest of the show was really about Giselle. So we'll start at the hookah bar. At the hookah bar, it was just coming across very quickly. Giselle is jealous of Monique. She does not like Monique. She is in a constant need to put Monique down, and it's just so evident. And again, big mouth fucking Ashley. They're going around, they're just talking, just chopping it up, nothing major. And after Sharice got Ashley together, then Giselle jumps in and says, well, nobody, you're not saying anything, Monique, and we know how much you like to talk about yourself. How do you lead into a conversation like that with a person that you don't know? This is the second time y'all have met each other, and you lead in with that. That was ugly as hell. It was ugly, it was unnecessary, and it looked very bitchy. But you got the right one because Monique is just that. She's a bitch. She went right the fuck at Giselle. I was like, whoa. She was like, yeah. Ashley told me that somebody had a problem with the way that I carry myself and said that I like to brag. And if you have something to say to me, I prefer if you just said it to me because that's not really me. And I hate the fact that I came across as I'm bragging. What was I bragging about? And she said, well, we just had met you, and because Giselle's not gonna back down. We just met you, and you just came out with that you own 4 homes and all that. She said, no, that's not what happened. You asked, and that's why I told you about my 4 homes. You came for me and I met you there. I said something about looking for a home in Potomac, and you asked me if I was homeless. Did I own a home? And I let you know, no, I own 4 homes. So no, I wasn't bragging. I was just stating a fact that you asked about. Oh no, I didn't say that. And Giselle went on and on and on about how she didn't say that. And they're literally showing and running the tape back where she did say that. I was like, Giselle, you're making yourself look like a fool. Just shut the fuck up. But she wasn't letting it go. She was playing blonde dingbat and looking like a damn fool. But Monique let her have and shut her down, baby, and let her know in the future, don't ask my neighbor, honey. Come to me. Don't be afraid, honey. I said, oh, whew. Anyway, but the thing is, Monique is a bragger. There's some things just come across ugly, like when she's like, oh yeah, she had bought a bottle of wine, and she stated that the bottle was $250, but it's like selling for $80 now. Girl, people with money don't talk about money. And it shows that you're not used to having money, and that's very unattractive. It really is. But again, when you know better, you do better. Once she watches this back, she'll probably see how unattractive that actually looks. People who have money, they never mention money. They don't. I have friends that have money, that are very comfortable, and they're people, they never mention money. They don't talk about money. They don't, because it's not on their list of worries. They don't talk about money. And really, do anybody want to hear somebody who has money talk about their money? No, they don't. It's very unattractive. As I said, a lot of people would take it to rubbing it in their face, and others would think you were bragging. It's easier to just really lead your life. Why are you talking about money anyway? You don't need any, so why are you talking? Just don't worry about it. So, but I think that's where the problem is with Monique. But other than that, I think she's a pretty cool chick. Real down to earth other than that, because she ain't nothing but a hood chick for real. She's just a hood chick that fell on the right dick with her mouth open. That's all. Ain't no real big deal. It is what it is. She cool. Then when she went to the thing of Obama, to how she had met the Obamas and that Barack loves her husband and all of that, I was like, see, girl, there you go again. There you go again. And Giselle was sitting over there just huffing and puffing and couldn't even sit still. I said, girl, what's the problem? What do you even care? You make yourself look foolish. Now let's go on about the other thing that's pretty foolish, is that Giselle's mother is infatuated with her man. Okay? And I hate to be the one to say it because I like Giselle. Her mother, she favors her mother a lot, but her mother seems to be like one of them chicks that's trying to hold on to their youth and things. And she's a little infatuated with Kevin. She likes her some Kevin, honey. She hugging him and holding on to him. And I said, well, goddamn. And the thing is, what I picked up is that she's infatuated with Kevin. Kevin knows it, and it caters to his ego, so he plays into it, which is also out of order. Wouldn't do that with my mother. First of all, I'd smack my mother's motherfucking face, because what kind of shit is that? Especially, me and my mother look alike too, so that would be really a problem for me. Like, excuse me, ma'am, get yourself together, honey. You don't be grinning and skinning in my man's face, and your face look like my face. Get your motherfucking self somewhere and sit down. We're not going to do that. We are not going to do that. So that wouldn't work for me. That's not cute. And her mother was very much that way. Even the placement of them sitting, he had them over, He bought them gifts and all of that, and he was catering to it. You know, he caters to her, and he says how much he loves her mother and all of that. But like I said, it's because he knows that her mother is infatuated with him, and it plays to his ego. You know that a younger man loves knowing that some old bitch would want some of their meat, honey. Because I just from seeing them in contact with each other. If Giselle wasn't in the picture, honey, and her mother had the chance, maybe she would jump on Kevin's dick, honey, backwards. She probably would be a gymnast, honey. Please. You can see it. You can see it. Girl, you overstepping the line. Get over there with a crossword puzzle and sit your ass down. Sit down. That was uncomfortable for me to watch. I don't know about all that. It was a little bit much for me. And then even Giselle spoke about it a little bit herself. So I think she really senses it. So I don't know how this little thing gonna work out. That's kind of ugly. That's a real sticky situation. But whatever. This was what went on at Potomac this week. Oh, and that motherfucking ghetto ass Robin. I like Robin, but bitch, you ghetto. That bitch went in her bag when they went to a hookah bar and pulled out a whole bottle of Ciroc, and half of it was already dry. Bitch, if you don't get your motherfucking ass. Everybody know better than that, Robin. Sit your ass down, bitch. You clowning. Clowning. Anyway, that's it. I'll talk to y'all next week. Later.